Well, good morning. How are you today? We are enjoying Penang, Malaysia. This beautiful island is like a playground for the Malaysians. They enjoy coming here on vacation. And every once in a while, they get some crazy Westerner like me that comes. It's very rare. You can tell by going out to restaurants and events. There's not a lot of us here, but I'll tell you what, I think that's going to change because it's actually a wonderful place to go. Low cost, delicious food. They have great events that happen at night. Right now, I'm walking in front of the Hard Rock Hotel here, and I'll drop a pin to show you where I'm at. This is another one of the beaches that is walking distance from my guest house. Every morning, I can walk to multiple beaches and get a nice exercise out of it. Today, we're going to talk about investing and lowering risk in investing. Because I think one reason that a lot of people don't start investing is because they're nervous about losing their money. And I get it, because when you see the news, do they talk about, yeah, you know, everybody's just making money? No, they talk about the disasters. Oh, the monetary crash of 2008. They talk about the dot-com bubble of 2000, you know? And that makes sense because drama sells, right? So that's what they're going to talk about. But I'm telling you that you can invest and lower your risk. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, but I can tell you what I do. And that's all we're going to talk about today. How I reduce risk in 3 different sectors with my money so that it's there when I need it. And so that it grows for me over time so I can relax and enjoy a retirement overseas anywhere that I want, using the passive income from those investments. I want you to feel less nervous about investing your money and getting ready for your retirement. I want to take you to have a wonderful meal. There's so many great carts to eat at here. The food cart scene in Penang is amazing, and there are restaurants everywhere right on the beach. What a beautiful place to come to. I do think I will make Penang part of my annual travel around Southeast Asia. I don't see any reason why not. Okay, we've got a lot to cover in this video. Let's get going. Today we talk about reducing risk in your investments so you can retire early. While we're talking about investments and how I reduce risk, I want to talk about 3 ways of investing that I utilize and how I reduce risk in those. First, I'm going to talk about what I do with my emergency fund and cash, where I put that so that I get the best return and so that I have some safety there, because I want it to be ready. But then we're going to talk about dividend stocks and how I reduce risk in investing with dividend stocks. And finally, we're going to talk about 3. We're going to talk about real estate, how I reduce risk in real estate, because a lot of people are kind of nervous about investing in real estate. And I'm telling you, you don't have to be. You don't have to be nervous about investing in real estate. You can reduce risk investing in real estate, and I'm going to show you how. First, let's talk about the cash that you have. You might have cash that you've built up through saving, the money that you took out of your paycheck and just you kept it as an emergency fund, and that's important. It's important in retirement, and it's important before retirement that you have your emergency fund. Second is when you have investments, sometimes you'll trim those investments when they just like take off to the moon, and that gives you a little chunk of cash. I like to keep 10% of my investing portfolio in cash. That way I'm ready if a crash occurs. Sometimes crashes occur, you don't even expect them. Look in 2020, when the lockdown occurred, the market just took a nosedive. If you had cash ready, you could have bought stocks at half off. And look at where the market is today, just running like crazy. You have to have cash for that. So how do you protect that cash? Well, here's a few ways that I do it. First, I keep my emergency fund and I keep the cash that's in my investments. I keep those in high interest rate online accounts. And I'll put the name of some companies here that you can, do a little bit of research on your own, see what you think. But these are organizations that have online accounts. They're like bank accounts, but they have high interest rates. So you're actually making some money on your cash. The main thing is that these accounts are what's called FDIC insured, which means if there's a failure at that bank, your money is going to be repaid to you by the federal government. Two other things that you can do with your cash if you want is that you can make an account and you can buy short-term treasury bills. And then you're rotating them every so often, okay? Because the income is tax-free and because they're short-term, they're maturing and you're getting paid out. So you're ready with cash to buy into a crashing market, okay? Instead of buying long-term treasury bills, you're buying short-term. You get a decent interest rate, but you're also going to have some liquid cash coming so you can buy into an opportunity. Now, you can do this with short-term CDs as well, and that can be locally at one of your local banks. So look into that. It's a way to make good interest rates, but as they mature short-term, you're getting that liquid money so you can buy into an opportunity that occurs. That's really what cash is all about. Let's face it, the reason why you have cash is for emergencies and opportunities.
Protecting your investment is important. You not only want to invest, but you want to make sure it's safe over time. That's everything we're talking about today in this video. Ways to reduce risk in your investments.
Another thing that I do to reduce my risk when I'm choosing investments. Let's talk about dividend stocks. My number one investment is dividend stocks. And when I choose dividend stocks, what I want to do is look at two things. One is I want to see the long term of that sector, that it's going to survive. That's why I like things like infrastructure, energy, bulk transportation, industrial metals, okay? These are the infrastructure stocks that are the foundation of our society. But when I pick a stock, one of the things that I like to do is I look at what it's holding inside that company. And if it holds a bunch of projects that are making money, I like that. And I'll tell you why. If one of those projects have a bad year, and it happens, sometimes the supply chain falls apart. Sometimes the funding falls apart. Or regulation. If it's a company that has projects around the world, regulation stops it. But that company might have 20 projects going around the world. So the company is fine and my dividend is fine. So I'm going to give you right here a group of stocks. These are stocks that I invest in. Again, I can't give you financial advice. I can give you what I do. These companies have smaller projects inside of them, and those projects make money. And so I want to know that over time, I'm going to receive my dividend from these companies every quarter. These companies are in transportation, they're in energy, chemicals, they're in green energy. You find all of that here, and that's what I look for. So these are some to research, and that's one way that I reduce risk when it comes to dividend stock buying. Sometimes I will get like a risky dividend stock, but that's very rare, very rare. Usually what I like to do is find this kind of a company.
All along the roadways here in Penang, you have these little restaurants like this. They do everything fresh, right on the spot. Variety of different foods and juices. This time I decided to get a fried noodle with chicken and vegetables, and they threw an egg in there. Just fantastic. This is a good breakfast or a good lunch, and I'll just stop by and pick this up. Something like this is going to be $3 and a lot of food.
Ooh, look at this right here. What a beautiful, almost like restored. What a great job. Wow, love that. Thank you so much. Oh man, look at that. That looks great. Thank you.
One thing that you notice is they put those red peppers on the side for me. You will see this throughout Southeast Asia. And this is a watermelon drink. Fantastic. $2. Refreshing, delicious. But yeah, they'll put the red peppers on the side a lot of times because they know that, okay, this is like a Westerner that's coming. And they don't want to necessarily cook it all together like a local. And I appreciate that. Remember, when it comes to spice, you can go up, but you can't go down, you know. Whatever it is, that's what it's going to be. But this is just delicious. For $3 and then a $2 juice on the side, absolutely fantastic. This is a great way to start my day for breakfast or maybe lunch.
When it comes to investing in real estate, people get very nervous, and it's understandable because right now, if you look at what's happening in a lot of real estate markets like Florida, they're having massive price increases on insurance and property tax and homeowners association fees. And this is happening because over the years, a lot of these condominiums were not well maintained and people were not taking care of their properties. And now the insurance companies are literally saying, you need to take care of this property or we're dropping your insurance. And that's causing everything to triple in cost. Property taxes, HOAs, insurances, very expensive. And so when it comes to investing in real estate, I do a few different things to reduce my risk. One thing I do is the buildings that I buy in, I make sure that they're not one of these poorly maintained buildings. When you're gonna buy into a condominium and you're gonna turn it into a rental, let's say, don't just look at the cash flow. Don't just say, wow, you know, this is such a cheap place that after I rent it in this market, I'm gonna make this much money. There might be a reason for that. What is happening with that building? You can ask the real estate agent to provide you with information such as, does that building have an emergency fund built up? It should. Does that building have solid insurances? It should. What kind of situations have occurred in that building in the last, say, 5 years? What sort of things have happened? Walk around the building and check it out. See what you think is how it's being maintained. And also, what are the crime levels in that area? Because, yeah, you might be getting a great return, but you're going to be losing people constantly. And you're going to have a tremendous turnover of tenants if the area is no good. So the location is very important, and getting to know the building better before you invest in it, that's also very important. But that's not the only way that you can reduce your risk when you invest in real estate.
Investing in real estate can be great, but you have to do it smart. Take your time and do it right.
Something else that you can do when you're investing in real estate is make sure that you have a buffer between you and your tenant. Make sure that you hire a licensed real estate agent to manage your rentals. Now, you might say, well, they're going to take a little percentage of the profit. True, but that's true in a lot of different businesses and a lot of different investments. When I invest online, the brokerage takes a little under 1% every year of my portfolio to manage it for me. So there is a fee for management, but the advantage is that you have someone that is between you and that tenant. I do not believe in managing properties myself anymore. I did. There was a time, and it was a mess. So I make sure that I have a licensed real estate agent that handles everything. They handle all the documentation. They handle any calls that come in about the property having a problem from the tenant. It goes to that agent. They earn their money, trust me. And it's just a peace of mind for me. I can travel and not worry about my rentals because I have a licensed real estate agent that's managing them.
The nightmare stories of trying to manage my own real estate. Oh my gosh, I could do so many videos.
There's one more thing that I should talk about when it comes to investing in real estate. You don't have to put all your money in physical real estate. I've talked about on this channel what's called REITs, and REITs have helped me because they are companies that go out and they buy money-making properties. They rent them, they do all the legwork, and a portion of their profits they give to you in the form of a dividend. And that's just income. It's real estate investing without the hassle at all. I like to use REITs as a portion of my real estate investing. It's less risky the money is spread out over multiple properties that are making money. And that way, instead of just having one rental, that if it's not rented that month, my income is zero. Okay, I don't want that. I want to have my money spread out. So it's just something I want to mention again. I do see in the comment section, a lot of you are talking about REITs because you didn't know what they were before I started discussing them. Good, we're learning together. That's important. That's part of what we're doing here with these videos. I'm not a financial advisor, but I can tell you what I'm doing with my money. And if we all learn from that, excellent.
Penang, Malaysia has so much to offer in the way of food. There are so many food carts like this. And I try to get here early because at night it gets packed. They take such serious consideration in everything that they do. So many different ingredients used. This was a pasta cart. And I've been watching this place, but it was so busy late at night that I decided because I came early, I would give it a try. But they really make fantastic pasta here. So many different ingredients being used. Here they are. They made some bruschetta for me, and I was watching her make up the topping fresh. Just delicious. A delicious dish right here. This bruschetta, it was $2. You can't really go wrong. And the main dish that I ordered wasn't expensive either. You can eat really well when you're traveling like this through Southeast Asia. And I love that. You know, I love to cook. And so eating like this overseas is important.
Look at that. Oh, that looks great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
This was a chicken olio. Oh my gosh. Not only was the chicken fantastic, fresh, cooked fresh, everything just amazing, but the pasta dish was just incredible. So many different ingredients, carrots, green peppers, black olives, mushrooms, everything, all fresh herbs. This is the way that you can eat low cost overseas, and I love that. You know, this channel is a food channel as much as anything else. As much as a travel channel, as much as a channel about how to invest and retire early, this is and will always be a food channel because it's a big part of my life and it's a big part of how I enjoy traveling and enjoy my life. Now that the sun's going down, this whole area is going to get really busy. There'll be so many people here.
There are so many food carts to choose from, and I recommend starting early because when the sun goes down, every one of these chairs are going to be full all the way, and there's going to be cars parked and waiting to hit all of these booths. You could eat at a different food truck here every night of the week if you stayed here for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And that's just what people told me about Penang. They said, this is what I was gonna find. I was just gonna find an incredible amount of food trucks to eat at. They're so right, and the prices are incredible.
I am really enjoying this trip to Penang. I'm gonna leave you with some wonderful images of Penang as well.
I want to thank you. Thank you for spending some time with me today. We got a chance to talk about something I've been wanting to cover for a while, which is how to reduce risk in your investing. So you're not so nervous about investing. You can actually reduce the risk that your money is going to be taking when you invest in different sectors. And people always ask me in the comment section about being nervous dropping important money for their retirement into different investments. I totally get it. And I hope I've helped put your mind a little more at ease with some of what we talked about today. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I can tell you what I do with my money and how I invest. Okay, well, it's a beautiful day. I think I'm gonna go get myself a cup of coffee and keep enjoying this wonderful morning walk here in Penang, Malaysia. If you enjoy traveling like this with me and seeing the world low cost as a minimalist, living off of passive income, like and subscribe the video. Talk to me in the comment section, things that you want me to cover in these videos. No problem. I love it and I enjoy bringing good information to you. All right, I'm gonna get going. We'll talk again soon. Aloha.
I was wondering if I was going to see some monkeys on this trip, and sure enough, Penang, Malaysia does have some wild monkeys. They were up in the branches and they were very heavy. In fact, some of the branches were giving way, so it was interesting to see. People were kind of getting out of the way and moving their cars.
Whoa, man, I just about busted my butt. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So it looks like this gets swamped at night and it gets covered with algae. I got to get off of this thing. I just about slipped and busted my butt on this thing.